everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Kristen with Monarch Plans, and today I'm going to be talking about the 90-day Power Sheets goal planner that is brand new from Cultivate What Matters. I was able to grab this just so I could do a little preview of it and be able to show you guys what it's all about when it is released today. It should be available as soon as you are seeing this video. So if this is something that interests you, you can go to the link. I'll have one in the description of the video, and you can look through the website, purchase this if it's something that you think would be of interest to you. But Cultivate What Matters has had a goal planner for quite a while, and I have used it for probably the past 3 or 4 years. They, as long as I've been using their system, have always had requests from people for some type of like weekly system. And I also know that they've had requests from people to create some type of system that wasn't the full year, maybe like a quarter at a time. So they combine those two ideas into this 90-day Power Sheets goal planner. It's just a bound planner. That is all they're offering at this point. And on their website, if you go check it out, you'll see that they have this tan, like natural linen color, and then they also have the bright Kelly green color. And those are the two colors that are available at this point. But I can imagine if these are more successful and they kind of see that the demand is there, I'm sure that there will be more colors in the future if they decide to keep creating these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through this planner to show you what is inside of it. It definitely is like a great combination between their existing system that they've had going for goals, goal setting, tending lists, all of that, and then a new weekly option, which we haven't seen before, like I mentioned, from Cultivate What Matters. So here, like you can see, obviously, I got the natural linen one. It has the same gold accents that the regular Power Sheets planner has. Big difference is this is a little bit smaller, and the Power Sheets is usually in a wire O binding instead of like an actual book bound. You can see here it's really a thin planner, really not going to take up much space at all, but you see that it is just a very plain outside of the planner. I think that a lot of people kind of appreciate that, is that it's very understated. It's something that you can either carry around just by itself, or if you need to carry it with like another planner or like a daily planner, then I think this is a great option. So let's get to the inside. You see that we just first have just kind of the introduction pages here. We have just a description here, and a lot of this is going to look familiar if you've seen me do a walkthrough of the full Power Sheet system. A lot of the kind of description pages are pretty similar in terms of kind of introductions and information and everything. But we have here that this is just specifically for 90 days. So that's where the things differ a little bit, is with the full planner, things are broken down a little bit into sections like 90 days or a month at a time, but this is really focused, just this entire booklet, on one, like it says, one season. So you really have a focus in here of just the immediate like couple months in front of you, instead of really thinking about, you know, all of that future in front of you. So that's where this can be really nice, is it helps you, like it says, be really intentional. So we have just a little description here, what matters most to you in the season ahead, some goal ideas, which is really nice to have some brainstorming space here. What makes you come alive and what fires me up. And these are definitely some similar pages that you would see in the normal Power Sheet system. Here you have the cultivated life evaluation. You'll also see this in the more, the bigger Power Sheets planner. And it really just has the same function here as well. It's just looking at each of these different areas of life and judging kind of where you're at right now and kind of seeing where you can make those improvements. We have good things, people I'm grateful for, challenges, and what I learned. This is also in the bigger system. And you'll also see that the in this planner itself, there's like an accent color, and it's this like bright, almost like neon peach color. And I don't really see a whole lot of other color in here. If I just like flip, you see it's pretty much all primarily that peach color. I'm not quite sure if there's some other color in the green. I could imagine it would be different in the green because I don't know if they would do like the peach with the green, but I'm not quite sure. So I'm sure there are other people out there reviewing the green planner if you're interested in seeing what the inside of that one looks like. But this color is what you'll find in the natural linen. We have the big picture here, big picture vision and how you would live it out this season. This is something that I think was new in the most recent version of the Power Sheets, so it's nice to see that they've kind of gone with this and continued it into this new product. You have your focuses, your types of goals, which again, this is also new for this year for the Power Sheets planner. So you can see the different types of goals here. I'm gonna try and make sure that there's light, but hopefully you can see those different areas if you're interested in kind of seeing those more closely. Really, this is just a great way to brainstorm your word for the season. So in the larger planner, it's your word of the year. This is just for the season. The other thing to mention is, as I'm kind of getting into the planner, you can see it's not necessarily like laying flat very easily. And even if I were to bend it back, it still doesn't lay flat. So if that's something that bothers you, keep that in mind. You would need to have some type of like clip to clip this down, make sure it stays open, because I don't believe that it's advertised that it has a lay flat binding. So that is just something to think about if you're considering this planner. Here we have your rough draft of your goals, and then your actual goals this season, and there's 1 through 8. And so technically you could create a goal for every single one of those different life areas. But just a quick reminder, I know I've kind of gone through this in my different goal setting videos I have, but you don't have to create 8 goals, especially because these are just per season. So really when you're kind of focusing on like 3 months at a time, you definitely don't need to be tackling 8 things, but I think it's nice they have the room for it if that is something that you end up doing, is kind of breaking things into smaller pieces. And then you have these goal action plans, which again, this is very similar to what's in the bigger planner. You have multiple of these, so you can fill one out for each goal. And then we finally get into the monthly spreads and the weekly spreads. Here it's undated. That's another thing to pay attention to, is this planner is completely undated. So you have a spot to write the month here. And then you have a blank monthly section here that you can write in. Really versatile. It's just, you know, as plain as you could get it. So that is something that's nice. You can customize this as much or as little as you would like. We have 2 ribbons here, which I think is really nice because you can have one saving where your goals are and then have the other one like on your daily or your weekly spread. So it's nice that there's 2 so you can kind of keep track of multiple things here. And then you get into the section where you're able to do your tending list. So you have your prep page for your tending list and then your actual tending list. The tending list is perforated. This page right here is perforated, so you can take this out if you want to. That is something that you also see in the spiral bound, and I think that's a nice option for people who like to put this kind of in view in maybe another planner or on their desk or something like that, but don't want the full planner in front of them. The tending list itself looks very, very similar to the existing or the full Power Sheets. It looks similar in the sense that it has all the same things. It just has less line items. So the monthly action items, there are 5 in here. There are 10 in the main planner. So just as a comparison, here is the main or the larger Power Sheets planner. There's 10 monthly action items, 6 weekly action items, and then 7 daily action items or habits. Versus here, like I said, there's 5 monthly action items, 6 weekly action items, and 4 of the daily action items or habits. So you are getting a little bit less, but like I said, the size is a lot smaller. So if you were to pack more on this page, it would get to be a little cluttered and hard to write on, so I think that's kind of why they did that. But all in all, same type of idea, just kind of a different layout with different number of items on each section. Then you have your blank pages. This is completely blank. There's nothing on here. I don't know if it comes across on video, but there's completely blank page here. And then this is a dot grid page. It has notes at the top, but you can definitely use these for whatever. They say here to customize these pages with some downloadable worksheets. So you can download those and print them. They have a website on here if you would like to do that. And then this is where we get into the weekly spreads. So you see here, it's definitely more of a horizontal planner. You have just blank boxes here for Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday are on this side of the spread with a to-do list and a notes section. So really, really simple spread, not a whole lot to, go over in terms of detail, but it leaves it open in case however you want to do this. I know some people really, really like to have lined spreads, so that might not be good. This might not be good for you if that's, if you're one of those people that prefers to have lines on their spreads, because this is definitely very blank and open-ended. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks in between, and then you have this month in review page. So it has a couple questions here for reflection. So what or who I'm most grateful for, wins, what I read or listened to, favorite memories, what's not working, and goals that are growing well. And then I'm saying no to and I'm saying yes to. And then another notes page, which I appreciate. In this planner, there are definitely a lot of like open spaces for you to write. So that is definitely very helpful. And then we get into the next month, which is the exact same. Again, it's undated, so every single month in here is going to be the same. There are 3 months total, like I mentioned. And then you have, after your last week of your last month, you have the 90 days in review. And it's the same thing pretty much as like the monthly review that I just talked about, but there's a little bit more in here. So favorite memory, favorite habit, person I'm grateful for, things I read or listened to, song on repeat, most memorable adventure, most beautiful sight I saw, biggest change, milestone celebrated, best meal or recipe, or goal progress that surprised me. And then there's an open-ended one so you can write in something. So that's kind of nice. It's like a good area to kind of celebrate and look back on everything that's happened in the past 90 days. And then again, we have some notes. So this notes section is just a lot of dot grid. And then I also see that there's plain paper too. So it's not just dot grid, there's just some extra blank pages as well. So that is what the rest of the planner is made up of. So that is it for the entire goal planner. So you can see it's definitely a very like thin, focused, to the point planner. If that's something that interests you. I just know there's been lots of different requests for planners that weren't the typical annual POWERSHEETS goal planner, in terms of breaking it down a little bit more or having options for a weekly spread, because the regular POWERSHEETS planner also has a monthly spread. So people were just kind of wanting that last little bit that would make it like a full-on monthly, weekly, and goal planner. So I think this is a great step in the right direction if you're looking for something that is definitely a little bit more portable, definitely a little bit smaller. And what I'll also do is show you the difference between the sizes of the regular POWERSHEETS planner and this new one. So I have my 2022 POWERSHEETS here. I got the green, so this is the green color you would get if you ordered this in green. It's this same color, but you can see it is definitely a lot smaller here. I'm lining it up as best as possible. So you can see there's like at least an inch on either side where it's just a little bit smaller. And then also, and hopefully you can see this, it is like probably half the size or less. So ultimately, I really do think that this is a great option for those of you who might want to try the goal planner to see if it'll work. You really do get almost the same prep work, which I know is something that a lot of people are interested in. So if you don't want to commit to the full year, I think this is a really, really good place to start to see if this is even a system that would work well for you. So this is starting at $28 versus the PowerSheets planners I think are usually upwards of 50. I'm thinking they're even maybe more than 60. I'm not quite sure off the top of my head because we've been through a lot of different planner releases in the past 6 months. I think that this has a great value to introduce you to the system itself and the prep work, and then allowing you to kind of dip your toes in to see how you like the full like tending list and everything like that to see if it'll work for you without having to spend, you know, essentially double on getting the full planner. The one thing I'll say though is if you are looking to do a full year and you're trying to do, you know, a bunch of these, you'll end up spending more because it's $28 and you would need 4 of these to get through the year. So that's just something to consider. I think a lot of different planner companies, you kind of face that decision. If that's something you want to go with, is you'll pay more for like the broken down quarterly versions of things just because there's a lot more materials that go into making this and making it like 4 times throughout the year. So makes sense, but something to think about is if you are interested and you do end up liking the PowerSheets planner, it might be something where you consider getting the bigger system at some point if you're looking to kind of get that value and save a little bit of money. So that is something to keep in mind. I will have a link down below, like I mentioned, in the description box if you are interested. That will be an affiliate link, and I would really appreciate if you do use that link to shop. It doesn't charge you anything or cost you anything extra. It's just something that kind of helps me. It allows me to get the products, you know, before they're released and be able to show you what they're all about so you can make an informed decision. So really, it's not anything that is, you know, you're charged for or anything like that. It's just something that kind of helps my channel and helps me be able to support the companies that I do use and appreciate. So if you are interested, please see all the information down below. I'll have all the information that I can provide in the description box along with that link. But if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out and leave a comment, or you can always find me on Instagram. A lot of you on here, I've noticed, do follow me also over on Instagram, which I really appreciate. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I will talk to you later. Bye.